Okay, I think we can get started. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're coming from. My name is Marco Zennaro, and I want to welcome you to the workshop on machine learning on low power devices, applications, and advanced topics. I will be your local organizer. I'm a research scientist at the ICTP, where I had the Science, Technology, and Innovation unit. But there's a whole team that organized this workshop. So there's Brian Plancher from Wagner College of Columbia University. There's Vijay Reddy from Harvard University, and there's Marcelo Rovai from Unifei in Brazil. So thank you very much for joining this team that organized the workshop. But we also have 15 great speakers that you will get to know over this week. And as you will see, they're really, really excellent experts in TinyML. So I'm sure you will learn a lot from them. So we have about 200 participants from 44 different countries that registered for the workshop, countries ranging from Algeria to Zimbabwe in alphabetical order. So you see we have most of the world covered in green here in our map, so very diverse group of participants. As in previous years, we did some statistics about the participants, and similar to last 2 years, we have the majority as junior participants, which is excellent, meaning we have young people joining this activity, but we also have what we call regular researchers in the ICTP jargon, and we have senior participants, so professors from universities. Same as last year and the previous year, we have 22% of female participants. We cannot get to a higher number, but again, that is in line with what we have in our activities in previous years. So this workshop has been organized in the framework of what is called the TinyML Academic Network, which is a project, an activity where we're creating a community of researchers and practitioners which are focused on improving TinyML education as a first point. And second point is they're trying to enable new solutions, innovative solutions for the unique challenges faced in developing countries using TinyML. We organized a number of workshops and seminars in the last couple of years. We have an online forum, which you will learn about in a second, to consolidate the TinyML community. And we aim at having an open exchange of student project, lesson plans, and real-world deployments and outreach material. So the website, if you want to know more about these activities, is tinyml-edu.org. And as I said, we have a network now. We have about 50 universities all over the world. You can see a map here with the latest count of members of our network. We're going to have one session on the last day on Friday to discuss a bit more about how you can join the network and how we can move forward, to have more universities involved. As I said, we organize a number of activities, just a few posters here, started in 2021, that was during the pandemic, so everything was uniquely online. And then we had more activities in 2022. We had some regional workshops. So instead of having one big activity, we divided activities in regions. So we had one for Africa, one for Asia, and the other one for Latin America, so that the researchers from the area could work together and create even wider network. And then this is a poster from this year. All the material from these activities is available on the website that you see here. So it's tinyml-edu.org/teach. So we publish the slides, we publish the videos, and so all the material is available. You can use it for your own teaching activities. I said we have a network online, so that is based on Discord. So you're more than welcome to join. We have over 1,000 members on Discord. As usual in social networks, it goes a bit up and down in terms of activities, but it is active. We're always monitoring the network. So if you have any questions, you can ask them here, both technical or linked to the workshop, as you will see in a second. Something about logistics. We'll have 3 hours per day this week. And the reason why it's only 3 hours is because we have so diverse time zone. So as we're speaking, it's the afternoon in Europe, but it's early in the morning in Latin America, and it's already evening in Asia. So once we finish the workshop in 3 hours, it's going to be kind of late in Far East Asia. So that's the reason why we limited to 3 hours per day. Something about the agenda. So starting today is going to be the introduction to TinyML. So we're going to start with a keynote talk by Gianmarco Iodice of ARM, which we're very happy to have in our workshop. We're looking forward to his keynote. We're going to have an overview of AI and machine learning from Jose Lopez from Colombia. And then we're going to have an introduction to embedded ML by Roger John of Versus. And then finally, we're going to have a presentation, which in fact is going to be a discussion about education in TinyML by Vijay Reddy of Harvard. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the TinyML development workflow. So we're going to start with a talk from Pete Barnard of the TinyML Foundation about the academia and industry partnership. And that will be followed by an introduction to Edge Impulse, which is a very popular tool in TinyML, very interesting one, and from Sean Heimel of Edge Impulse. And finally, Jose Antonio Bagur from Guatemala is going to present hands-on motion classification and anomaly detection. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about education and applications. So we're going to start with Eric Pan of SEED, talking about TinyML devices enabling physical GPT. So very interesting topic. We're going to have experiences using TinyML tools in teaching biomedical engineering from Moises Meza of Peru, and data fusion in TinyML, application in biology and federated learning, Claudio Micheli from Brazil. And finally, Arduino and education from David Quartielles of Arduino. He's one of the two co-founders of Arduino. On Thursday, it's going to be kind of a special day. We're going to have what is called a show and tell. So the idea is to present projects, practical projects, to the community. And in fact, we have been running this for over a year now. We have one show and tell event per month. So this is going to be kind of a special one. And that's going to be chaired by Jeremy Ellis from Canada. As we have, of course, a time limitation, we can only have 10 presentations of 15 minutes each. So 10 minutes presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A. But please, if you have some interesting show and tell, you can present them in the next events, which are going to happen monthly, the last Thursday of each month. And to end up on Friday, we're going to talk about research and advanced topics in TinyML. So we're going to start discussing on-device learning by Markus Rupp from Germany. One paper about fingerprinting from Jose Mendez from Colombia. One presentation about risk in the age of pervasive AI sensors. That's going to be from Brian. And finally, we're going to close the event with a presentation about the TinyML regional network. So again, how you can join this type of event. All the material will be openly available, as I said. So if you want to use them as a teacher, as a student, as a practitioner, you're more than welcome to do so. We have two web pages. So one is the TinyML EDU website, and that is going to have video, slides, and code. And we also have the official ICTP website, which is published on here. We really like to have, interaction with you. So we really like this quote from Benjamin Franklin: "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn." So last year I learned it is not from Benjamin Franklin. In fact, he's from Sun Quang, almost 2,000 years earlier than Benjamin Franklin. But I think the concept is really good. And so we really like to have questions. So feel free to ask any questions. And as we have many people, we need to do it in an organized way. So please raise your hand in Zoom if you want to ask any questions. So I'm sure you know how to do that. You click on reactions and then you can raise your hand. And if you want to ask your question, you can unmute, turn on the camera so you can see you. and ask your question. And then once you're done, please lower your hand and mute yourself. There's also another way to ask questions using Discord. So if you have longer questions, or if you don't want to talk, you have not enough bandwidth, you can use the ICTP workshop Discord channel. That has an advantage that the answers and of course the questions will remain after the workshop. So it's a good reference. So if you want to have some links and you want to keep that links, you can use Discord. And again, please join Discord if you haven't done so. We'll publish the link on the Zoom chat. In fact, we'll try to use Zoom chat only for the announcements. And I think that's all from my side. Just a word of thanks to the organizers. So, Harvard School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, Bernard College of Columbia University, Unife in Brazil, and the TinyML Foundation for their support.